Andy, can you hear me now?
I can now.
Okay, we are live. Everybody, we're live. No viewers here yet, but so we're this is totally, if you're watching this on the replay, we got a new setup, new screens, new program we're doing for this live, and we didn't do a test run because why would we do that? Because that'd be crazy. So I mean, so we're here live right now, and we're gonna get into talking about some things. We'll kind of wait a few minutes and chit chat amongst ourselves here with Andy. See if anybody shows up or whatever else before we get into some content. So Andy, how you doing?
Good. I don't know 100% if we're live or not. I'm looking at the YouTube feed and it just shows a static image, so it may not officially be up yet.
Well, we got one viewer.
Oh, okay.
We got one viewer
I
now.
guess we're good.
Hello, one viewer. Say hi in the chat if you're here. Unless that's you, Jess. Nope. Okay, good. New setup for the live stream, so we're just trying to figure it out and go. We'll figure it out more detailed as we go. We thought we could go live more places, but apparently I have some more setup to do for that. So we'll figure it all out. New time, new method, new program. So whatever.
All the fun stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, Andy, how's your last couple weeks been?
Yeah, good. I was just talking to you right before we got on. I mean, I got to do a really cool talk presentation for University of Maryland last Friday, and it was basically about using technology in your microgreens farms. I got to talk about a bunch of different technology, including probably the most powerful thing that all of you have literally 24 hours a day in your freaking pocket. Your cell phone gives you access to AI, gives you access to editing tools, video, camera, all the social media, like email, texting, DMing people. I mean, think about it. It's literally probably the best thing that you're underutilizing out of everything that you have available to you. But that was one of the things I dove heavy into, and AI as well. We talked heavily about that, and it was a great talk. They put out I think 50 seats, thinking that they weren't going to have that many people, and then ended up having to bring seats in, and then there was still people standing. So it was a good problem to have.
Yeah.
It was a good time. It was a lot of fun. I got to see Carol Allen, who I love. She's the GAP instructor for the state of Maryland, so very cool lady. So it's great to run into her, and got to meet a lot of cool contacts and some other farms that are nearby me that I'm going to keep in touch with, and we're going to do some visits and stuff like that. So it should be cool. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yep, I just seen that.
Just thanks to you.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
Andy, we gotta figure something out for you because apparently we cannot hear your audio. So people can't. I can hear you, but others cannot. So
Okay.
The YouTube people cannot hear you. So let me figure that out. Go settings here. Source, mic and video source maybe. Handy cam.
Yeah, that's weird.
Carlos, let me know if you can hear Andy now. This is not going to be our best stream ever, guys. I'll tell you that right now with the new program and everything else, but we'll get there. So, Andy, you were saying you were hanging out with Carol Allen. She was there at the event.
Yeah. I got to catch up with her a little bit, which was awesome. She's an incredible lady, so it's definitely a fun time to talk to her. She wasn't even supposed to be there. She ended up just being there because I guess somebody that was supposed to man a table ended up not showing up. So she ended up getting stuck with that, which was pretty funny.
Nice. Carol's a master of all traits, I guess, here. Like, she can step in and do stuff, so... I'm just trying to look at things as I'm going along here, and hopefully somebody can hear you. Nope, can't hear you still, so...
Man, what in the world?
Let's get that fixed. No, he just said he can't hear. Super ultra, super low for Andy. Is that for Andy, Carlos? That he's very low? How do I sound? Let me know. Ultra, super low for Andy. And that's never usually a problem for Andy. So...
No, definitely not. Does it sound super low for you? Is there a volume for me that you can control?
There, I hear you just fine. That's the reason why I didn't think anything of it, because I'm hearing you just fine. So
He said yes, whatever that means.
yes, you can hear him, or he's just super low. We appreciate all your help. Sound great and clear now? Oh, you sound great and clear. I don't think Andy sounds great and clear. Source sounding. I am thinking that I think it might be on my settings. And I don't know if I can change it because it's just got one stream. It's just got one soundtrack, and it might need to be on 2, but I don't think I can change it. Still really low. You're probably hearing him just through my speaker, is what I'm assuming, through onto my mic, because it has only one source on here, and I don't know how to change that.
I did a sound test, and my side, it's super loud. through the
See this?
interface.
I do see that.
It's so bizarre.
So
I could try going out and coming back in.
I don't know if I can reset that setting or not. I'm pretty sure I know what it is, and I don't think you can fix it by doing that.
let's see.
Thanks for sticking with us, Carlos.
Yeah, see, it goes away like when he talks there. Yeah, I changed it to, I found where my headphones were at, and I changed it to my headphones, and then I couldn't hear you at all. Oh, wow. So they're only hearing you through this speaker over here.
Crank him up.
So we're gonna crank you up some, and hopefully,
Just hold it right in front of the mic.
and we're gonna move the keyboard that away. We're gonna move the mic a little closer, and we're gonna get through this of this great stream. I knew something would come up, right? Like,
We said there you are. So I'm assuming, hopefully, Carlos, that means you can hear us.
Yeah.
Okay as well.
so I'm gonna turn that up a little bit, and hopefully, we'll get through this. We'll get through this. Like,
Yeah.
All right. Well, Andy definitely had some good times at his events and stuff, and getting to. Would you just talk about microgreen growing, or what'd you talk about there?
Yeah, it was all about using technology in your microgreens farm, and we kind of covered from like the basics, like just, and that's the funny thing. Like everybody assumes like this is technology, and your computer is technology, and anything that has software or an app or whatever is technology. But even buying like one of those plug-in insect trap lights that you can plug into the wall, that's technology. I mean,
Yeah.
It's still technically technology, and it's a thing that was created to help solve.
Did you say something?
And that was really kind of the goal, was to
When you
get
turn
like
on your
farmers to
headphones,
think outside the
they can
box
hear
a little bit about
Oh.
what they consider to be technology. Get them started with something as simple as plugging a light into a wall, and then get them, next thing you know, they're downloading Grok and setting up AI, campaigns and all kinds of stuff. That was really the goal, is just to get them thinking outside the box. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a very good,
Can you hear
very
me?
good talk. It was like almost an hour.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna hear myself, I think. Maybe. Nope. Okay. Carlos, can you hear Andy, really well now when he talks that I got the headphones on? Andy, go ahead and talk about your event a little bit more.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a good time. We had about 60 some people that came to that little thing, and there was, I think, about 200 people that came total to the whole event, which was cool. They fed us on Friday, which was very nice. But it was about 2.5 hours away. It's a little bit of a hike to get down there.
Jess, I can't hear you if you're talking. Like,
He's there now.
okay. There, all right. She tried to talk in the background and like got the headphones on, like I can hear her. All right. So fixed. I just need to wear headphones and found out the source for that. So we're good to go.
Oh, that's all it was? For
Apparently.
me not coming through?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know.
That makes no sense.
None
Yeah,
at all.
Yes.
But-
All right, good. Well,
All
thank
right.
you, Carlos. If it wasn't for you, we'd have no clue this was a problem.
Yep, for sure. All right. So let's just talk a little bit about what we were going to talk about tonight and everything else. But is anybody else joining? Make sure you put in the comments, and we'll bring you up or talk to you, and whatever else comments you got as we go along. And you can see we do have comments on the screen now, so you can see yourself on the screen as you're commenting. Just below Andy, So you look just below Andy, there is the comments there that would be scrolling through, which is kind of cool to have. And we got some more motion and all that stuff. But so tonight we were going to talk about turning your niche into a profitable offer, right? You can grow well. You're the best grower in the world. But if you can't sell and you can't market and you can't get in front of people, you don't talk to people, you're not going to be profitable. You're not going to be selling, right? Nobody's just coming knocking on your door to find the microgreens. That's not happening. So you got to go out and go for it, right? So the most common niches, what people are going to start microgreen world are going to tell you to go for is chefs, right? Chefs and restaurants. That's what they all tell you to go for. And they're great when you can land them, for sure. We did not start there. We obviously started at farmers markets and home deliveries is where we built our complete business off of. So that was ours, number one thing that we went after. And then we developed and went into grocery stores, and now we're working on distributors and food banks and stuff like that. But without farmers markets and home deliveries, we would probably not be in business. If we would have went for restaurants in the beginning, we're in the Midwest, in Illinois, Central Illinois. There's not that many restaurants that are going to make you profitable to just do microgreens. That's just not going to happen. So finding your right niche is huge. I just did a video that went out yesterday about that and going into that. It's a quick video, and we're just planning on going more in depth here. So having a clear niche is going to make selling 10 times easier because you can focus on it. Andy, I know you focused on probably one thing at the beginning, right? One or two things to get going.
Yeah, we definitely we had almost no choice because at the time, as you know, you were in the same boat.
Yep.
there was nowhere to sell to because everybody was closed. It was May of 2020 when we started, and there was no restaurants that were open. Not that we would have gone into them right away in the first place, anyway. But we pretty much had followed a lot of the advice that was online at the time. About doing home delivery, and that was a great place to start. That's how you can make tons of money and. You can if you want to have 2,000 customers and 1,000 freaking places to drop stuff off.
Yeah.
That's the big downside. So we got into our first grocery store by the end of that year, and then kind of worked from there. And then we did a little consulting, and then got into restaurants starting in January of 2021, which is great. So that by that time they were literally starting to reopen, thank God. So we're able to dive into some of that, which was awesome. So that's kind of how we started. But yeah, for us, it was like, from the niche standpoint, it was definitely, the fact that like we literally had a lot of farms in our area and we didn't really want to compete with them, even though we could grow stuff outdoors. There's no real reason to because we have so many farms around here. So that was microgreens was literally our niche, that we created because it just didn't exist here. We were like, let's see how it goes. And it's been crazy. Considering how small our little area is and how niche-y this particular item is. So it's worked out pretty decent for us in the long run.
Yeah, having that clear thing to go after and focus on in the beginning. Like if you're in the very beginning, having one or two that you're going to go after, and then you expand from there and figure out what you want to go to. But if you're trying to do all of them at once, they're different things. Like restaurants are different than what it's going to be to go after a grocery store, than what it's going to be after to go to home delivery. And Andy's right about home deliveries. And another point I was going to make about home deliveries is they drop off, right? And you got to chase them for payments. And then they like, I didn't want it this week when you go to the door and all that stuff, everything else. We probably had a handful of people that got 2 deliveries for us for free. Because they were supposed to pay after delivery because, it's just nice. They get their delivery, then they pay instead of paying ahead. We thought we were being nice. But you get, in the end, not so well on your end because now you've got some products that you never got money from. And good luck ever getting it from them, right? You're not going to go chasing them down and sending them notices for $20, $40. Like, it's just not worth it. But it does cost you money and time and effort to do that. So... but that's where we started again, without doing that and doing the Facebook ads and doing all that to drive home deliveries and doing farmers markets, we wouldn't be in business. But we quickly, 6 months in or so, a little bit before that, kicked into the grocery stores, and that really changed the game for us. Is going after grocery stores. That's consistent sales every week going in, right? You always know what they're going to get. They're getting the consistent sales. You take care of the shelves for them, all that stuff. It's just. I love grocery stores. Andy, you got grocery stores as well. I'm sure you love them.
Yeah, and they're by far the most consistent. I mean, by far. And home deliveries, honestly, I would say probably in our world at least has been by leaps and bounds the biggest turnover. I mean, it's like people will sign up, they'll do it for a month, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, I'm just not eating them. I'm just not doing this. I forget about them, and I don't want to have waste, and I'm going to be out of town for the next 3 months." And they come back and they forget that you exist, and so it's like they're the worst. I mean, grocery stores, without a doubt, are our number one as far as once they get started, they're pretty much consistent forever. And the best part is like they're only going to increase over time, because the more customers get to know your stuff, the more people, they're buying every single week. It's just that's the one benefit that we've seen, at least. I'm sure you guys have too. And then chefs, are probably not a close second, but definitely a second place as far as consistency. But obviously they're changing their menus throughout the year. They want different things throughout the year. So you could easily go from, $1,000 a week or something down to $300 a week if they decide to change everything, or it could be the opposite. They're like, "Hey, I got a ton of people coming in. I'm gonna need, $200, $300, $400, $500 more per week. It's awesome."
Yeah.
So, I mean, those are rare, don't get me wrong, but they do stay fairly consistent as far as always getting something at least. For the most part. So yeah, home delivery is the toughest route by far.
Yes,
without a doubt.
And it's,
That's
so
a
many
good place to
stops.
start.
And then when you go to a grocery store and you drop $300, $400, $500 off, and you're going to a home delivery doing $20, $25, you're like,
yeah,
oh,
it's
this
commiserating.
this is not fun. And one thing to remember, this goes for sales in general, guys. If you're doing sales of anything else or whatever else, you're not selling a product, you're selling a solution, right? So the solution to microgreens, you're selling healthier, easier to use, all that stuff that we always talk about with microgreens. Remember to sell the solution, not the product, because if you sell the solution, the product will sell itself. So that's what we need to shift in the microgreen world. Quit trying to sell products. Let's sell some solutions. What do you think about that, Andy?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's one of those things where, especially when you're talking to a produce manager at a grocery store or a chef, one of my favorite things I love to tell chefs, especially when they're brand new to them, is I can make your $20 steak look like a $40 steak with pennies worth of microgreens on top of it. That's all it takes, and it's oftentimes if you're talking to a brand new chef or they're brand new to a restaurant, they want to go in there and they want to lay the smack down on that existing menu and come out with something awesome and really make a name for themselves. And that's another easy solution, to get those pictures taken, to get people, going to the table, their plate arrives and they're like, "Oh my God, this is beautiful. Look at this amaranth or whatever that's on top." And they take a picture of it and then they post it to social media. They tag the restaurant. They get free, advertising essentially from that customer. And you'll oftentimes find a lot of chefs, will use the pictures with your stuff on them, on their Instagram feed, on their restaurant page, all that kind of stuff, which is great. So that's really your solution for chefs, is give them that edge, that the other chefs in the area may not have. Allow them to, get that built-in social media sharing, because the plates are going to look amazing and they can potentially even price their stuff a little bit higher. So you have that as an option. And then from the grocery store standpoint, the way we always try and sell it is basically like, look, there's people that are looking for this and you don't have it.
Yeah.
There's people that, the whole world is moving towards eating healthier. And this is one of the healthiest things you can buy. And it's not on your shelf right now, and it's like, I can bring in new customers that have never walked through this front door before, advertising the fact that we're actually in your store. So there's definitely advantages to knowing that going in and thinking that ahead of time before you walk in and talk to that person. And from a, regular subscriber, obviously it's the health benefits, that's your solution that you're creating for them. And that's where it's really important to know what the health benefits are, what vitamins and minerals are they getting for each one. At least have it on your website at minimum, have it in the description of the product or whatever. And that way people can look it up, because, if somebody comes to me and says, "Oh, I have diabetes and my blood pressure is all over the map." Cool. Sweet corn. Because sweet corn actually helps regulate blood sugar. You can eat something sweet and it helps regulate your blood sugar. But you have to know that.
Yeah.
So when somebody actually mentions that, you can be like, "Oh, well, this is a great one." You can actually enjoy something that tastes like sugar, but it's actually going to help you. So knowing those kinds of things, that's your solution, from a health standpoint. Chefs don't care. They don't give a crap how healthy it is.
They want color.
What it tastes like. Yeah. They just want something that looks good. That's all. So, but understand your audience, basically understand your customer and give them the solution that fits their world.
Yep. And that's why I say in the beginning, stick to one niche or two at max, so you can know and understand them. Because like Andy said, chefs want consistency and color. They want to know your products are going to be great every week and it's going to look good when it goes on that plate. They can't deal with products going bad in 2 or 3 days. That they can't have that. Home delivery person is probably going to use it in 2 or 3 days. If it went, they never know it's going to go bad. But chef's going to keep it in that cooler for a week, so they got to have good, consistent product that's going to be there all the time. Home deliveries, not as much. Grocery stores, they want shelf life, right? We just talked about that. They want shelf life. That stuff has to last 2 weeks. Not that it necessarily is going to stay on the shelf for that long, but you need to make sure your products can last up to 2 weeks on a grocery store shelf. Best way to do that is to test, right? Set it, in a cooler area or refrigerator that you're going to open and close at your house. That's going to tell you how long it's going to last at a grocery store, because that's going to be similar to that, especially if you have a busy family. That door is always open. It's not always the same temperature. A cooler at a grocery store is not always the same temperature. It regulates it to us. People are always in and out of it, or it's open. Like most of our cases are open sliders. So it's not going to necessarily stay all the time like that. So you've got to make sure you're doing some testing with that. Or if you want a grocery store, say, hey, can I put this on your shelf and see how long it lasts? And, they'll let you. But maybe put it in your cooler. Let me see how long it's going to last in your cooler, whatever. There's ways of doing it and figuring it out. But you're going to make sure it lasts that long. Farmers markets, they want local, right? That's what they're going to farmers market for. They want local products. That's what they're looking for. And probably a majority of them are going to try you at least once if you're new, because they're trying to support local people. So make sure it's a good impression your first time, and they come back again and again and again and again, because you can build a really good customer base at a farmer's market. That's what I think about these niches, just a few of them. You got any other thoughts, Andy?
No, and I agree. I mean, on the farmers markets especially, I mean, you'll find the same people coming week after week, and so much so that you'll get used to their order.
Yes.
And you can, as you see them walking over, be like, all right, I got the fresh and spicy sample and a rainbow radish for you, ready to go, and they love that.
Yep.
And it's really just a matter then of how you can attract other people to your table. And you can find all kinds of different, unique ways to do that. We bring dog treats to every farmer's market, no matter what. Anybody comes by with a dog is getting a free dog treat. And that generosity can go a long ways when they're talking to you about what you do. And hopefully obviously the idea would be at least get a sample into their mouth. Yeah. And then hopefully they walk away with something. And then you get a double bonus. That customer comes back every week and buys a pack of microgreens, and you get to pet their dog, which is even better. So it's a nice win all around.
Yeah. And maybe not in the beginning, but I do know we have a couple students in our group that are starting to do freeze drying, and freeze drying dog treats with microgreens are not regulated by the health department, and you can sell them as a cottage food license. And now you're doubling down, right? Now you're selling microgreen dog treats as well. So
that's a great idea. Great idea.
I did not come up with it. It's a student that came up with it, so I'll give them all the credit. But yes. So
yeah, that's a great idea. Man, I'll have to think about that. Is that something you can ship?
Yes, and you can ship that too. Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Whoever the student is, giving them credit for me.
Yes. Just a little bit on more on chefs. Obviously, you want to get a weekly standing order for chefs. They should be on a standing weekly order. They can adjust here and there, but you want to make sure it's a standing order. Usually, if you get them understanding and the seasons are going to change, when it gets closer to the holidays, they might want more red versus Easter or whatever else holidays. You're going to figure out what your chefs want over that time. Just make sure you have open communications, like a month ahead. Holidays are coming up. Like, okay, Thanksgiving's coming up in a month. Let me talk to the chef. What are you doing for holiday parties? Are you going to need more stuff? You need less stuff? You're going to need more color? What are you going to need for your holiday parties? Bring it up to them. They're going to be like, oh, wow, yeah, I didn't even think about it. Yeah, I'm going to need, because they're busy. They're going to think about that a week before, right? That they need from you. You're last on the list, so you got to bring it up to them. So make sure you are constant communication with your chefs and when you're delivering. Are you a delivery person? If you have a delivery person, whoever, make sure they understand to approach the chef, restaurant owner, whoever, and make sure that they are ready for the holiday season. You're ready for their holiday season, I should say, by proactive. And they're going to love you for that, that you're bringing it up to them and you're ahead of the game and all that stuff, everything else. You're not bothering them. You're helping them out.
Yep. And they really do appreciate that, because then it shows that you care that their business is doing well, that they're thinking ahead, and you're helping them, reach those goals that they may not even have thought about. So yeah, that's customer service to another level. And that's really what chefs are, absolutely in love with.
For sure. You will become their best friend, and they will love you for it because guess what? They're going to be like, oh, yeah, I got to get my holiday order in for the big produce company or the food company or whatever. Yeah, thank you. Like, now you're their best friend. And if you're their best friend, they're never going to cancel you, right? So, because
Yep.
you're going to keep them knowing what's going on in their world because they're busy. Trust me. I've ran restaurants. You get busy, you forget. You're like, shit, it's Thanksgiving in 2 weeks. Did we get the turkey order in? Did we have enough? Like that's kind of things that happen in the restaurant world.
Yep. Yeah, by the time you get 2 weeks out, you're gonna have a hard time getting any of that stuff.
Yeah, I was a little exaggerating, but it does happen.
Yeah.
Or did I get enough turkeys? Did we get our order in? Did the produce company call us ahead of time? There's a lot of things that are going on with that, but for sure. For grocery stores, you want to make sure that you have your UPCs ready before you go into the grocery store so they can scan your product in. You should have one for each individual product that you're going to be selling in the grocery stores. Don't try to use a universal one that's just microgreens, right? They're going to want to track which ones are selling, which ones aren't selling, because they do use that data as well. So have your UCPs ready. You can get them at upcs.com. There's many places to get it. Cheaper ones, more expensive ones, whatever you want to do. I know Andy gets his from a different one than we get them from. So we don't need the big global one, in my opinion, but it's nice to have if you want to go down that route. I know you did that, right?
Yeah, and it wasn't the greatest decision. I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, they are more expensive. There is a lot more that they could do if it ever gets to that point, which would be great. But ultimately, like, their website interface is flippin' horrid. I mean, it's just the worst to navigate. So I'm sure upcs.com is probably a lot easier to work with.
Yes.
In comparison to the GS1, which is what we use.
GS1, that's the one.
GS1, Gary Sam, and then the number one .org, I think it is. But their website interface is really bad. That's the one argument I have against those guys.
As expensive as they are, they should have a better interface.
Yeah, I know, considering. And the annoying part is, like, once you've archived a UPC, you can't reuse it again. So, like, we used to have 1 ounce things and 1.5 ounce things back in the day that we had UPCs on, and now you can't reuse those. They're gone pretty much forever. But I've found little tricks to be able to reuse them again that they probably wouldn't agree with, but it is what it is.
Good. Yeah. So don't go down that road. Go for the cheaper one because you don't really need that.
Yeah.
And
100%.
From what I understand, QR codes are coming in for grocery stores eventually, and they're going to get rid of the UPCs anyway. So, but that's not now. So don't think you can do that now. But it will be that because everything's going to QR codes and stuff like that. So, which is weird because thought about that 10 years ago. Everybody was like, oh, that ain't going to catch. Why is everybody going to scan that thing? Now here we are. So
yeah. I mean, there's some of the big chain stores have already started implementing the UPCs the QR codes into their. It's really the actual point of sale system that has to support it.
Yeah,
is what it boils down to. But I mean, the big advantage is obviously you're scanning a QR code, which then at the checkout will log it as a purchase. But if somebody were to actually scan that same QR code, it has all the traceability information tied right to it. So you can get information, you can put all kinds of different things out there. So it's a really cool idea from, just an overall, like, where's your food coming from kind of thing. But it's a lot harder to implement. That's the downside. You have to have web pages basically for every single one of your products that have to be database driven to a certain extent, because it can't just always say this is broccoli and it was harvested on March. It has to be updated on a regular basis somehow. And it's, something like FarmFlow could actually in the future, I could have URLs generated that would handle all of that, which would be really awesome. So those are the kinds of things that we've got coming down from a QR code standpoint. But I think like Whole Foods and places like that are already doing those kinds of things.
Yeah, I could see them being the first ones for sure.
Yeah.
On that. And then to talk about the other segment a little bit here as well, the farmers markets. People are looking for that local, obviously, and dealing with you, but they also love a deal, right? So buy 4, get a 5th one free kind of thing, or 4 for $20, or three and get 1 free, whatever you want to come up with a bundle to get them to buy more stuff, and you get more money in too, right? Instead of them buying 2 and they're like, oh, well, hey, if you get a 3rd one, you actually get 2, Now you're getting an extra $6-7. Yeah, you're giving 2 products away, but you're getting that dollar amount up there that doesn't really cost you that much more. The higher ticket average you can get, just like in retail, they're always wanting a higher ticket average. Restaurants always looking for a higher ticket average when people come in the door. You want the same thing. You want a higher ticket average to come through as well. So we always done like a 4, buy 4, get a 5th one free. Was our deal when we were at the farmers market all the time. Did you run specials like that, Andy?
Yeah, we had a 5 for 20, and that's when we were selling them for $5 a pack at the time. So
Yep.
it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Buy 4 and get 4 and 1 for free, which
Yep.
was awesome. And we sold a ton like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we also had a fresh and spicy sampler, as we called it. It's got 10 ounces worth of stuff. It's 5 different things. And if they bought that same, those same 5 things in 2-ounce containers, we would sell it to them for the price of the pack.
Oh.
Which was great too.
Nice.
So that way, in case we sold out of packs, we'd be like, oh, we'll just sell you the same exact stuff that you would get in there, but they're all actually separate this time. So you can mix them together however you want instead of having to be forced mixed.
And then they just start buying that instead.
Yeah.
I want all separate.
It definitely comes in handy, and you can do sales and things like that as well. So you can push it out there and just be like, hey, I had a ton of broccoli left over this week. Broccoli is 30% off, and set it up to just be that, only at the market, only on that day, or whatever. And you can do those kinds of things like through Square and other, point of sale interfaces. So you have those kinds of options where you can do that, which is really nice. So, have a sale and push it out there. If you got extra stuff, no problem with that at all. I mean, we do it a lot whenever we'd have leftover things. We try and push it out to our customers. And if we had a chef cancel a big order or something like that, like they got sick or they had to close the store for some emergency or whatever, we got all this extra stuff. Why not trying to get rid of it? Even to sell it for half off, you're still making money on it, which is better than nothing.
Better than zero. Yeah, definitely can get that for sure. People love an offer like specials. They're gonna eat that up, and eventually they're trained. They just start coming up and grabbing 5 products and give you $20 and then walk off, which is nice. Like you're dealing with this person, they grab 5, they hand you a 20, and they just walk off. So that happens a lot at the farmers market when we were there. So so pricing and packaging obviously is a strategy as well, and it's different for different segments as well. Your pricing and your strategy is different. You're going to want to have an anchor price, like $5 for 2-ounce product or $6 or whatever your price needs to be. You need to have that anchor price structure, right? $5 for 2 ounces, whatever your ounce cost is. If you're doing restaurants, you need to have that anchor price, and then you build from there. You build more specialty products. You obviously build that price higher for them, but you never want to really go below your anchor price, right? So if you're charging $2.50 an ounce for peas, that's the lowest price you go for, right? You don't go any lower. That's your anchor price. And then the psychology of the bundles, right? That we just talked about. You can do this. You can do bundles for chefs too. Like if you want this and this in the same package, I'll give you a discount or whatever that you want to do. Get them to a higher price point and everything else. You can still do that with them. Grocery stores, it's hard to do because you're not there selling it, right? It's already on the shelf. It's whatever they're selling it for. Now you can do like 50 cents off a package, and you take 50 cents or you take a quarter, and the grocery store will take a quarter. We do that a lot with our grocery stores. We split the discount half and half, and we sell a lot more when they do that. And 50 cents doesn't seem like a lot, but it makes people buy it more. It's weird.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's if you're selling for $5, that's 10% off. That's not a bad deal, So that could be just enough for somebody who's never tried them before to see it on the shelf and go, you know what, I'll give that a shot.
Yeah.
And then the nice thing is you hook them, hopefully, and then the next week they're paying full price and not even blinking an eye. That's how you get more recurring customers. But yeah, I agree. I mean, it's definitely good to do bundles, to do mixes. One of the things I've talked about before, like for us with chefs, is we love to challenge our chefs to create a mix out of all the things that we have. And if they come up with a unique mix that we've never made before, we name the mix after their restaurant.
That's cool.
And now think about it from a sales standpoint, right? If Mike has a restaurant, called, Hicks Hamburgers or something like that, and he's putting, our stuff on there every single week, and it's literally the Hicks Hamburgers mix that we custom create just for him. When is he ever going to stop getting microgreens from us? Never. He's hooked for life at that point, because now you literally went out of your way to create this mix that's named after their freaking restaurant. So yeah. And I also like, I'll encourage chefs to try and like challenge us to come up with something cool. I just recently, literally within the last like 6 months, had a chef come to me and he's like, I just want you to blow my mind, come up with a mix that doesn't exist. And I said, okay, cool, no problem. And this mix is like full of all high end stuff. I mean, there's sorrel in there, celery, beets, all like crazy long grow stuff, all, expensive product. And it's gorgeous. I mean, an absolutely beautiful mix. It's got like 8 or 9 things in it, and it's just breathtaking. And so he was like, dude, this is incredible. And so he's working with another chef that he's trying to get on board with us as well. And that chef is currently buying $1,000 a week worth of microgreens. And he was so blown away by our mix that he's hoping to actually switch to us.
Nice.
So he's just working with the owners, trying to get them to decide, because obviously they're getting all their stuff through a distributor at the moment, and nothing looks nearly as nice as what we create, nor does it last nearly as long, whether it looks as nice or not. So, that's a nice problem to have. And if it wasn't for us getting that challenge and rising to it and then presenting what we did to them, we would have never even been able to talk to this other chef. So, that's really where it's like, and it's funny because that chef we had taken care of for years in like weird little situations where it would be some random thing that he would want like hours before he needed it. And we're throwing it together and like going way out of our way to take care of this guy for $20, $40 here and there. And it was so aggravating, but he's turned out to be a great client and a great friend. And, so it was worth it despite all the times when I was like, oh my God, why do I even do this for this guy? In the long run, it paid out fantastically. So, and now he's like a 260, 270, somewhere in that range.
Nice.
Per week customer. And if we get this $1,000 a month guy through him, then that'll be, $1,200-$1,300 a month or a week. I'm sorry, from those two. So worth it.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
People. Sure. Yep. Keep that reputation high, even if it drives you out of your mind sometimes.
Once you have a bad reputation, it's hard to get it back. Once you're in a good reputation, so you want to make sure you always are the utmost reputable as you can be, because it's almost impossible to bring it back. Like, you have to change into a different person or something to get it back.
Yeah.
So, so once you find a signal, an offer that actually works, right, with the chef, with the grocery store, with whoever, farmers markets, double down on it, make it repeatable, always do it. Like, we always did, even when we went to $6 in price, like we still did we did a 4, you buy 4, you get a 5th one free, still, so it's $24 instead of $20, that system works. Now it's harder to deal with change. You're not just dealing with $5, right? You're dealing with ones and stuff like that. But
yeah, that's the aggravating part.
But 70% of the people have cards usually they're paying with anymore.
Yeah.
So it's not as bad. Back when it was all cash and everything else, it was a little bit more difficult. But nowadays, it's just getting more and more credit cards. I mean, I never carry cash on me, so I can't say much about that. So, but use that system, when you're dealing with chefs or other customers and everything else. I do have in my coaching group that we do now where we help you build out your Go High Level system. For it's your web page, it's your automatic follow-ups, it's your social medias, it's your advertisements, it's everything in there that we help you build out. Same system that I am using, same system I'm using to build out our coaching program, same system I'm using to sell our new harvesting tool. It just built the web page today for that. It was a rush to get it all done in the last couple of days, but got that web page going. It's got a store on it. You can sell stuff on it. You don't need to have a whole bunch of other programs. You can just have that one program and everything is inside it. It's phenomenal. Jess can share a link in the chat if you want to do it on your own. It's $97 a month. I think they give you a 14-day trial to look at it. Or you can join our group and I can help guide you along with that as well. And then there's the program to build it all out for you too. I'll take care of all your social media. I'll take care of all your advertising, everything. And all that's for $2.99 a month, but you don't have to do anything at all. It's guided by you, but I do it all. But so have a system, right? So have a way to follow up with people with emails, because if you're like, I need to do an email on Friday, you're gonna forget. but life gets busy and everything else. So you can set it up that it just automatically goes out. You already have it set. It's done. It's amazing. That's how I do all my communication now. If you're in part of my groups, all the communication with emails and stuff goes through there. So it's great. But whatever your system is, if you're not ready for that yet, using a calendar, making reminders in it, all that kind of stuff. Google calendars are great. You're still going to forget, but it's better than nothing. Having something that's going to sit there and remind you and everything else. Just have something that you're going to be able to do, that's going to be repeatable, that you're going to be able to use and do. So that's my recommendation. Andy, you got anything on that?
It's funny because I literally just yesterday started digging into high level.
Make sure you use my referral link if you're going to do it.
I mean, I'd heard of it before, but I never really messed with it. And I was doing some research on it yesterday, and I was like, man, this is so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a sick program. I mean, my God, does it do a lot. Yeah. It does so much. So much. It's definitely by far the best like overall marketing tool that exists. I mean, it tracks every single thing everybody does. And you can have it trigger things automatically. It can send text messages. It can send emails. It can make phone calls to you that then you can immediately connect to the customer, or it can make a phone call to the customer, all automated under certain, different packages probably. But I know it just does a ridiculous amount. So yeah, I'm looking forward to diving into that probably next week after my daughter gets married in 2 days.
Oh, well, congratulations to your daughter.
Thank you.
But yeah, if you need any help with that, Andy, if you use my referral link, I'll be happy to help you out.
Yeah, I would definitely do that. Absolutely.
But yeah, it's a great program. Like it's amazing what it can do and more. Now you can get lost in the weeds in it too. But yeah, it does have chatbot that will be on your website or anywhere you want to put it. In live chatbot, you'll train that and everything else, and then you got a voice AI as well. That when people call you, they call it instead, right? And then it answers all the questions, and then they can connect to you if you need to. But if you're not there all the time. Say you have a 9-to-5 job and somebody's looking for microgreens for a chef and he calls you. Well, the chatbot can take care of that, answer all the questions that need to be. You get the message, then you can follow up with them later. So you don't miss anything. And then they go into your contacts automatically and everything else. And then you got them, right? It captures all that stuff. It's amazing. And it is going to have outbound calls coming very soon on certain plans where you can have the AI call people for you. It's amazing. It's just crazy the world we're going to.
It's an insane system.
Yeah.
I mean, it blew my mind. I just watched a tutorial last night. It was like an hour and a half long where a guy went through the whole thing. But yeah, it's very much, if you're a technical person, you'll have a lot better chances of figuring it out, especially if you have a marketing background. It is a lot. But if you take the time and actually do the research, I mean, it's like one of those things. If you know how to do 10%, you can do 90% of what you probably need, but if you can get into that other 90% and really dig deep, my God, it's unstoppable. It's an incredible system.
Yep. And if you want somebody to do it all for you, I can do it. It's $2.99 a month, but you don't pay for the program. So that 97's gone. So you're really only paying $200 to have somebody do all your marketing for you. That's just a special offer right now. That price will be going up because normally it's like a $5,000 setup fee because it does take work to set all that up, right? And then it's going to be like $600 a month to do it. So right now I got it at $2.99. So initial offers, I guess you should say. But yeah, marketing's key, guys. You got to do marketing. You got to stay in front of people. Like I was talking to one student, like they're like, well, we only deal with restaurants mostly. 90% of our business is restaurants. I said, great. What would it, if you pay $97 and all you did is emails and text messages to the chefs through that, it'd be worth it for $97.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if you use that one feature, it's worth the $97.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's less than $25 a week.
Yeah.
For God's sake. you get one restaurant, literally one ever. It's going to already pay for itself.
Yes. It's one meal for you and your wife or your significant other at a fast food restaurant nowadays. A week. Yep. So it's not very expensive. It's very cheap for what they offer.
For what you're getting, 100%. It's insane.
But it will help you get consistent sales. We got to stay in touch with people. Whatever system you're using, you have to be out there and stay top of mind of everybody because they will forget about you very quickly.
Yeah.
The next guy's going to come in and be like, yeah, I need microgreens. I haven't seen another guy in a day. Yeah, I'll take you. That's literally all it takes is right time, right place. So stay top of mind.
Yeah.
So I know Jess asked in the chat, she had a poll going, but what is your niche? What are you doing in? What do you want to go after if you're not started yet? What was the niche that you're looking to go after? Restaurants, grocery stores, home deliveries, farmers markets, thinking big, distributors, food banks, schools. There's so many places. Any place somebody eats, you could sell, right? Think about that. So don't sleep on schools. Some schools have programs that they have their own food program in. That they're not using like a national chain person to come in, and you could get into that store or that school and sell your microgreens in. So don't sleep on them yet, either. And always do an audit on your offers, right? Is your offer working? Always check and make sure that offer is working. I'm constantly changing our message out there for our coaching, for our microgreens, all that. What works, what's not working. Which, not to circle back to go high level, but that tracks it for you too of what's working and who's opening stuff and whatever else. You don't have that in a calendar, right? So keep that in mind too. You got to have a way to track all that. And I lost Andy. Andy, where'd you go? All right. Well, we'll see if we get Andy back, but so what are you guys all looking for? We're going to get into Q&A section now is the plan. So don't overthink your offer though. Clarity beats complication. Just start with something and go for it. Just be clear with your offer. Focus on the most profitable niche for sure, and expand from there. Join Microgreen Business Coaching. If you're not ready to pay for coaching yet, go to microgreensforprofit.com, and that'll take you to our free group, and we connect with you over there. And we thank you guys all for joining today, but we will get into some Q&A if you have any questions, or if you got any in already, we will take them up there. And I am just going to take a moment and see if I can bring Andy back on stage, and there we go. Show Andy on stream. He's back. Hi, Andy. You got anything to end with before we get into Q&A?
No. The funny thing is, I could still see and hear everything you were saying the whole time.
Yeah, apparently, I don't know if whatever happens, then I got to bring you back up on stage, so I got to remember that.
Yeah.
So.
Very weird. But yeah, no, I mean, I think the biggest thing is just if you really kind of capture everything we just discussed in one simple term, it's just customer service. Providing that customer service from the sale all the way through the follow-up, all the way through the ongoing relationship. It applies to almost everything we discussed tonight in one way or another. And that's the stuff that gets you customers that you're going to keep for a long time. So if your plan, and it's something like Go High Level is a great tool for that, beyond the fact that once you land that chef, you can set it up to automatically send them an email every couple months and just say, hey, chef, how's everything going? If you have any menu changes coming up, don't hesitate to reach out. I've got, these 3 new products that I just started growing. I'd love to send some samples to you. And that all happens automatically. And you can have it go out every 3 months, every 6 months, every 1 month. And it's nothing. You just write the emails ahead of time and that's it. And it can automatically replace the chef's name with the actual name of the chef. So it will say, hey, Chef Andy, or hey, Chef Mike, and it'll be the exact same email, but it's just worded a little bit different. And that's it's just such an incredible tool. So I'm really looking forward to playing with that. And I'm literally, I swear to God, next week, the very first thing I'm gonna be doing is flow charting what some of my workflows are going to look like. Because when I get into that 14-day trial, I want to freaking crush it and get it as much done as I can. So I figure now that I've seen how the system works, I want to try and do all that behind the scenes and kind of have it thought out ahead of time. That way I can just get in there and build and build and build. But yeah, I mean, definitely should be you guys' affiliate link, because I'll definitely use that to get signed up for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure a way to put that affiliate link over here, but I don't see where I can chat. So
yeah, I've had the YouTube feed open up on another screen. That's how I'm watching the chat.
That's probably a good way to go about it.
Yeah.
So Let me go to this live. All new. So.
Yep.
And I will
Good
put
hiccups.
it over there. If you guys got any questions, go ahead and put them in. If there's any questions that we have, let me know. If not, let me know. I got to get through this ad first.
Oh.
Crazy ad. So I just put it in there. That is not the what I wanted to put in there. I I forgot I copied that. So here we go. That is our link for Go High Level for the affiliate link. You guys can check it out. Again, 14 days free trial. Pay
Did you
nothing.
post on the YouTube feed?
I just put it in. I don't know where it's going.
I see
Should
the
be showing up.
microgreensbusinesscoaching.com that Jess posted a bit ago.
I see it on my end, but
Weird.
it should be going in as Microgreens for Profit person. That's my other channel that I went to. But I'm not seeing it on part of here either. So,
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, and you guys can text it to me
Yeah.
or DM it to me in Facebook or something.
The stream is very delayed.
Cool.
I heard you. All right. Let me go over here and see what could happen. How delayed?
Like be delayed, like you just went to Q&A.
Oh. So apparently we are very delayed on this stream. I don't know if there's a delay on this thing or something. Maybe?
Might be.
Oh, God, I can't go anywhere. I don't know where to go. Oh, all right. Let's, I guess, give it a few moments because Jess said we just went to Q&A. Few moments here. So that's probably will show up at some point. Let's see how long that takes to show up. We'll know how long we're delayed. It's weird.
Yeah, very
Don't really want to delay when we're trying to do live Q&As.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't make a very good Q&A section.
No, it does not.
Man, it's still not in there.
And it's funny because every once in a while, like a ton of hearts will just start popping up, like it's catching up. Like right now, I'm just seeing a bazillion little hearts going flying by, and then like 5 minutes will go by, and then a whole bunch of them will come back again. So
That's
strange.
strange. Oh, God, this thing is so... Well, I'm putting it there again from another channel. See if that works. See how long that takes to show up because that's very interesting. But yeah,
Fun times.
it's better than $89 a month. But for the other thing, we'll have to figure this out. I'm trying to see like if there's a setting in here that would make this a delay or not.
I'm not seeing
Output, replay buffer. Bear with us tonight, guys. This will all be probably cut off of the replay, but you know, if you're here live, you get to see a lot of craziness apparently. So,
Behind the scenes,
behind the scenes,
but in front of the scenes.
yeah. Streaming one audio track. I don't see anywhere where there's a delay of any kind. So, but that still has got to show up. Like, are we like 5 minutes delayed or something? Like,
I don't know. But what's really funny is like this entire time, there's two of me in my view. So I'm over here, then you're right in front of me, and then I'm also over here.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So I wonder if would this work? No. Let's try to see if I could Squish your head. Yeah. Since there's two of me.
Oh, I got to go this way. Well, all right. I'm probably going to play with this a lot more. Obviously, I used it way back. Like it's been like 2-3 years. But things obviously change all the time. So, you might see some lives pop up for me, guys. Well, welcome to come in and watch me play around and see what we could figure out and see how delayed things are and all that stuff in the future, and get this down right. So, when we have free time, we will be doing that. But yeah. Another thing is we do have that tool that we could share. As you guys can check out our channels to where the harvesting tool. That I will have a video coming out on that. I'll put that out. We have the page for that. That saves you a ton of time, harvesting and everything else. So check that out as well. So just got an ad over here, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, live harvesting. Harvesting is so much better now, so much faster. 18 seconds to harvest a tray versus 2+ minutes to harvest a tray of microgreens. So, and it increases yields as well. So, we have gotten 11 or 12 orders. I haven't looked yet. We introduced it last night in our group, coaching group, and people are wanting it really bad. We make them all. So we are like 10 days out right now of getting these last ones out. So if you do happen to order and find that link, wherever, just keep in mind it will be a week to 10 days before you do get it. So it's not going to be tomorrow for sure.
Yep. That's how it should be expected.
Yes.
Because talk about niche, that's another gigantic niche product.
Yes. Gigantic. For sure.
But it's freaking awesome. I got to think through like what we need to change on our end to actually allow that tool to work for our system. Because like, we don't do anything in the bins, or we harvest right into packaging now. So I've got to put a system in place to make it where that's going to be that's going to allow it to shine the most.
Yeah.
'Cause I know you guys harvest like directly into little bins, and then basically everybody packages from there, which I would love to get into that mode.
Which we switched to when we, started using that. Because before it was, you'll see on the video that it's Jess was cutting by hand and put it in the pack, right? Cutting by hand, put it in the pack, This has been hand it to me, I pack it, so much quicker. We're getting done, like I'm finishing packing with one other person. The other person's labeling all the products, and then she's finishing harvesting out obviously the restaurants. You're packing into 8-ounce package, so she does all that as well, and we're all finishing like at the same time. It's the one labeling's a little bit behind, obviously, because he ain't got all the products yet. Yeah. But other than that, it's pretty similar at the same time. 4 people, and it's a lot of trays. Like we're doing a pretty good amount of business. So, yeah, it works really well, and we're done. We start about 9 o'clock, and then the other 2 get here at 10, and everything's done by like 1:30, 2 o'clock.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
big time savings.
I'm hoping we can get to the point where all we have is one person cutting, and that's
Yeah.
it, and all the rest of us is just packing. Because you're never going to be able to keep up with an 18-second per tray person. Nope.
And that's the way it is.
You can have 3 people packing at the same time, and
Yeah.
they're just hauling along and filling up bins.
Yep.
Downside is you got to buy a ton of bins, so that's the one thing we got to think about, like which ones are going to work. I'll probably pick your brain on which ones
Yeah.
you guys use.
Yeah, well, I'll share that with
They
you.
obviously are good size for that kind of thing.
Yeah, we got different sizes, obviously for different things, but peas are a little bit bigger, so they take more.
Yeah.
More volume on that, but the other ones, there's different ones, and there's a shallow too. They're long and shallow, so you're not like reaching over to pack and get them.
Yeah.
You're just naturally reaching in. That helps tremendously too. That little thing there tremendously helps. So you're not reaching in and reach. That takes more time, right, than just reaching and grabbing. So it does make a difference.
It's a big thing.
Yeah, it definitely is.
My ergonomic and nerdy wife would be all over that. Pretty sure in previous jobs she's been on like the ergonomics team.
Nice.
But it does make a difference. I mean,
Yeah.
We have really big tall bins that we use to like put big mixes together, and I hate reaching over top of that to reach in there. So I go down to a shorter table for that very reason. So it just makes a big difference. But yeah, definitely shoot me over the links to the bins that you guys are using, and if they're Amazon links or whatever, that's cool too. And then I can grab some of those and get started, because I really, really want to work that thing into our system. I just got to figure out what that system's going to look like, and I think it'll be pretty easy to do once we get the good bins picked out.
Yeah, it's going to change your life. It's going to change your harvest day.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that.
Lori Johnson, I just seen pop up and put micros in Hy-Vee on Friday.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw that post on in my Microgreens group, and then her comment is gone now. What the heck?
Yeah. Don't know if you took that away or whatever, but congratulations, Lori. That's awesome. We love seeing that.
That's amazing.
Anybody have Hy-Vees around them? They're great to work with, by the way. I know Andy doesn't probably have any Hy-Vees out his way, but
I don't think so.
They're usually Midwest. They're mostly Midwest, but they're like 500-600 stores deep.
Nice.
And they are very much local driven, although they're that big. So
that's awesome. Yeah, I've heard of them, but I've never had one around here that I know of. I wish we did. That'd be great.
Yeah, it's always good to find them kind of partners. Another chain we're working with, there's some strange things going on with them in a good way. Like they sent us like their national like people who take pictures for them and make them professional and everything else. They got a hold of us and want us to send them products to take pictures so they can have it in their system for like Instacart and stuff. And then like now we're in their like auto ordering system, so we're more in their system. So I don't know if it means that we can sell to all 100 stores that they have, because that would be awesome. So. That would be awesome. Let me just drop it off at your distributing center. Boom, boom, done. They can order.
God, would that be amazing? There's 20,000 2-ounce packs. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. See you next week. I would definitely get a bigger vehicle for that. I'd go back to the box truck if I needed to on that, for sure.
Yeah, you'd have to.
That'd be well worth it. But yeah, so it's strange, and we're still trying to figure it all out exactly what it means, So because they're not the best people at communication and what's going on, and you got to kind of piece things together and get to the right person who knows what's going on. But but they're our biggest customer still right now, so we deal with whatever we got to deal with, right? So
yep, that's it. Yeah, it's one nice thing though is once you get through all the freaking red tape. I mean, like we're in grocery outlet and they're all over the country, so we could go to any grocery outlet in the country literally and work with them if we wanted to. So but that took months. It was like 6 months to 8 months, maybe even 9 months to get into their whole entire system and finally get through it all. And it's like, oh my God, it's so much work for at the moment we're only in one store. So I think there's two near us, but they're both pretty good distance away outside of the one that's right here in Elkton. But we'll eventually go down that road.
Yeah, it's terrible to have to go through all that for one store.
Yeah, dude, it was a nightmare. But it wasn't terrible. It was just the process took forever. I mean, the amount of time I actually had to spend was pretty minimal, but it just was like back and forth, through emails trying to get it finalized, and everything was always fun. Getting bigger things like that.
I let Jess deal with all that stuff, so on that end, she gets to deal with that. So
you're the talent. She's just the producer. She's got plenty of time.
Plenty of time. Plenty. All right, I think we're gonna probably go ahead and get off here because I do see that I got it up on another stream and it is very, very laggy. It looks like, so I think that's why it's delayed and everything else. So I do apologize to everybody. Now Lori's thing came back up. She bought more. It looks like we only sold 5 of the 20 as of this morning. I think they priced too high, $6.99. How do you bring it for conversion to produce, or maybe start slow? It's always going to start slow when you go into a new grocery store, but bar none. Yeah, then it's going to take a while for people to get it going. But you were in Friday. Today is Wednesday. 5 out of 20 is probably a little low. If you were more like 10 for 20, I would say that's probably about what you could expect in your first week. But 5's not terrible. Obviously, you want more, but definitely keep at it. It's going to be slower in the beginning. I'm sure you experienced that as well, Andy. Right?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, we always told our grocery stores that we actually spend money in advertising out of our own pocket to get that started.
Yeah.
And we'll start advertising ahead of time before it even arrives, and basically say, hey, these are the varieties we're sending. We create a really cool graphic that kind of like marries their logo into our logo, and it's a really interesting way to do it. But that has worked fantastic. And then we just put a couple $100 in, which I know sounds like a lot, but it's spread out over like 3 months of nonstop advertising 10 miles outside of that physical store's location, saying, hey, and then it would, like, so one of them's in Newark, Delaware, right? So it would say, hey, Newark, guess what's now in this particular store? And we'd have the list and whatever. And so a bunch of people see that ad, and that gets people into the store to buy the greens, because ultimately that $200 that you're going to spend up front, you're going to make that $200 a week forever in that store. So it's a no-brainer to actually put the time in. But one thing you can do for free is offer to come in and do sampling. Set up a table, hand out samples. That's a great way to get new customers to start your stuff as well, because it depends. Depending on the age group of the grocery store, if it's an older group, they probably haven't tried microgreens, and they probably never thought they would. So having the option to be able to get them for free is awesome, and they'll often at least give them a try. But that between those two things, that's really your best bets. To win over grocery store customers is be there handing out samples. They meet you, tell them you're local. I mean, every single person I talk to, hi, my name's Andy, and I have a farm right in Haverty Grace, Maryland, called Fresh Source Farm. And they're like, oh wow, so you're like right down the street. I'm like, buy my stuff. So. And then try and give them a sample, and if it don't make it a salesy thing, I talk about this all the time. If everybody walks by, you're just like, would you like a sample? You want a free sample? Want a free sample? No, just get their attention, get them over to the table. They'll ask you the questions naturally. Just say hi to everybody, keep it simple, keep it light. And, the grocery stores, when we go in to do sampling now, they order anywhere from 3 to 4 times what they would normally get that week, because they know I'm going to sell all of it. And they need to still have stuff on the shelf for the rest of the week. So they order way more than they need. I sell most of what's on that shelf, and then they have a